If you have an upcoming Disney Cruise Line cruise, you're definitely going to want to make sure you are up to date with all of the health and safety protocols required to take your cruise, and we're going to get into those right after this. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Alright, today we're going to talk about Disney Cruise Line and their current health and safety protocols on board their cruise ships. Now, Disney has made one of the biggest changes to health and safety protocols here recently, and that is requiring that everybody age 5 and above be fully vaccinated in order to sail on their cruise ships starting here in January of 2022. So if you have anybody ages 5 and above that is not yet vaccinated and you have a Disney cruise booked, you're definitely going to want to pay attention to these health and safety protocols. That way you are prepared when you get to the cruise terminal. But let's jump into the computer and see what they are. Alright, so we're going to jump over here to Disney Cruise Line's website under their Know Before You Go page. As we set sail again, discover what you can expect and be sure to check back as information is frequently updated, and theirs was recently updated here on November the 18th. Welcome to an unforgettable vacation at sea. We are pleased to share our plans for a phased relaunch of Disney Cruise Line. Currently, Disney Cruise Line continues to require all vaccine-eligible guests, based on U.S. eligibility requirements, to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19, as defined by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention at the time of sailing. This will be a requirement for all guests, U.S. and international, ages 5 and up, for sailings beginning on or after January the 13th of 2022. Guests who are not fully vaccine eligible because of age must provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test result, paid for by the guest, taken between 3 and 24 hours before their sail date. Guests ages 5 through 11 may complete this testing requirement in lieu of being fully vaccinated for sailings that depart before January the 13th of 2022. Guests 4 years of age and under must complete the testing requirements. This should be a NAT test, rapid PCR test, or lab-based PCR test. Rapid antigen tests are not accepted. While our cruise experience may have changed a bit, we've come up with new and exciting offerings to create magical memories together, tailored to our times and presented with all the care you'd come to expect from Disney Cruise Lines. From original live shows inside the lavish Walt Disney Theater to innovative new ways to see and interact with Disney characters throughout the ship, storytelling springs to life on a Disney cruise. As we set sail again, the health and safety of our guests, cast members, and crew members is a top priority. Our focus remains on operating our ships in a responsible way that continues to create magic for all on board. We are resuming sailing in a gradual, phased approach that emphasizes multiple layers of health and safety measures, considering guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and other medical experts. Under this guidance, we've reimagined your cruise experience so we can all enjoy the magic responsibly. Additionally, enjoy peace of mind when booking your cruise, knowing there are options available that allow you to change or cancel your booking flexibility. Navigating together our enhanced health and safety measures. Our approach brings 5 elements that help us promote health and safety for all guests, crew members, and cast members, something we at Disney Cruise Line take very seriously. Health and wellness. We're emphasizing a combination of measures to help promote health and wellness on our ships. These measures include COVID-19 vaccination. Currently, Disney Cruise Line continues to require all vaccine-eligible guests, based on U.S. eligibility requirements, to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 as defined by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention at the time of sailing. This will be a requirement for all guests, U.S. and international, ages 5 and up, for sailings beginning on or after January the 13th, 2022. In consideration of guidance from the CDC and the World Health Organization, Disney Cruise Lines accepts the following vaccine types: Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Covishield, Novavax, Symphoharm, and Sinovac. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention defines fully vaccinated as 14 days after receiving a single dose of accepted 1-dose vaccine, the second dose of an accepted 2-dose vaccine, the full series of an active, not placebo COVID-19 vaccine in the U.S.-based AstraZeneca or Novavax COVID-19 vaccine trials, the second dose of any mix and match combination of accepted COVID-19 vaccine, administered at least 17 days apart. Pre-trip COVID-19 testing. Guests who are not vaccine eligible because of age must provide proof of a negative COVID-19 test result paid for by the guest, taken between 3 days and 24 hours before their sale date. Guests ages 5 through 11 may complete this testing requirement in lieu of being fully vaccinated for sailings that depart before January the 13th of 2022. Guests 4 years of age and under must complete the testing requirements. The test should be a NAT test, rapid PCR test, or lab-based PCR test. Rapid antigen tests are not accepted. Disney Cruise Line has secured a special rate of $98.33 per PCR test, which includes a 3.5% processing fee through our third-party vendor, Inspire Diagnostics. Guests may also obtain their test from any independent testing supplier. Upload proof of vaccination or COVID-19 test results. In order to sail, all guests, adults and children, regardless of age, must upload their proof of vaccination or negative COVID-19 test results on the Safe Passage website by Inspire Diagnostics. Children ages 5 through 11 who are fully vaccinated before January the 13th, 2022 may submit proof of their vaccination in lieu of providing a negative pre-trip COVID-19 PCR test. A parent or legal guardian will need to use their own account to provide this information on behalf of minors. To learn more about how to provide proof of your negative COVID-19 test, please visit Before Leaving Home, Know Before You Go. Embarkation COVID-19 testing. All guests, regardless of age and vaccination status, are required to take a COVID-19 test paid for by Disney Cruise Line and administered by Inspire Diagnostics at the terminal before boarding. This will be the second of 2 COVID-19 PCR tests required for unvaccinated guests. Guests with positive COVID-19 test results, as well as those sharing the same stateroom and their close contacts, will be denied boarding. Disembarkation Day COVID-19 testing. All unvaccinated guests on 5-night and longer sailings are required to take a COVID-19 antigen test paid for by Disney Cruise Line on the ship the day before disembarking. Back-to-back sailings. All guests on consecutive back-to-back sailings, regardless of age and vaccination status, will be required to undergo a COVID-19 test administered by Inspire Diagnostics at the terminal after debarking the ship following their first cruise and before reboarding the ship for their second cruise. Embarkation Day Health Questionnaire. Guests are required to complete a health questionnaire related to COVID-19 and gastrointestinal illness on Embarkation Day. Guests are also required to attest as to whether they have experienced or are currently experiencing symptoms of COVID-19 or have been in contact with anyone suspected of or confirmed as having COVID-19 within the previous 14 days. Face coverings. All guests ages 2 and up, including those who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, are required to wear face covering indoors, except when in their staterooms or actively eating, drinking, or taking a photo while stationary and maintaining an appropriate physical distance. Face coverings are not required for guests outdoors while on board the ship and at designated locations. Hand sanitizer. The number of hand sanitizing stations has increased throughout our ships. Additional signage has been installed highlighting recommendations from health authorities on physical distancing, coughing etiquette, and proper hand washing. Reduced guest capacity and physical distancing. Considering guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and other medical experts, we are reducing overall guest capacity in our terminal and on board our ships and modifying our experiences to promote physical distancing. Reimagine experiences. While some experiences have been modified to accommodate new health and safety measures, you can be sure entertainment to inspire is always front and center for the entire family. Our ships are overflowing with magic, from characters delighting guests in a new and entertaining ways to Broadway-style spectaculars. World-class dining. We're serving up diverse global cuisines and classic casual bites inside themed restaurants, peppered with Disney magic. Our quick service food and beverage locations still offer all-you-can-eat treats with service attendants available to help you satisfy your cravings at select times. While we are taking a multi-layered approach to help promote health and wellness, we have a plan for managing any suspected or confirmed cases of COVID-19. We've added a public health officer and continue to staff our ships with nurses and physicians experienced in emergency or critical care and certified in advanced cardiac care and life support. We have developed protocols for screening for and responding to symptoms of COVID-19. Appointments with the health center to evaluate COVID-19 symptoms are free of charge. Medical facilities are equipped with isolation monitoring care, ventilators, oxygen, laboratory, and pharmacy services. The ship's medical staff adheres to the requirements of the American College of Emergency Physician Health Care Guidelines for cruise ship medical facilities. All crew members will be screened for symptoms of illness before every shift. Crew members showing any symptoms or feeling unwell will refrain from working. Enhanced cleaning. We have updated our protocols for cleanliness throughout our ships. These procedures include enhanced cleaning. Building on our existing cleaning protocols, we're increasing the frequency of cleaning with enhanced protocols. Extra attention will be given to high-touch surfaces, as well as children's facilities and other common spaces. Modified housekeeping. Staterooms will undergo enhanced treatments between voyages. In addition to twice daily housekeeping service during each voyage, high-touch, loose, soft goods, such as sofa pillows and paper stationery, have been removed. Air purification. All ships will be equipped with a new purification system that cleans both air and surface areas using a process called ionization. We are also increasing the circulation of fresh air on board our ships, and all HVAC air filters have been upgraded to the MERV 13 high efficiency grade, which can remove very small particles. Additionally, each stateroom maintains singular air circulation, eliminating the need for air intake from adjacent common areas. Innovative technology. We're harnessing the power of Disney Cruise Line Navigator app to promote physical distancing for all on board. New features of the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app include guest services live chat. Get the answers you're looking for with our new live chat feature that lets you communicate directly with guest services and our dining and port adventure teams. Virtual queue. In an effort to promote physical distancing and make planning easier, guests will need to join our new easy-to-use virtual queue to debark the ship at all ports of call. Digital receipts and gratuities. You can now review recent transactions and purchases and even add additional gratuities directly via the app. Mandatory emergency drill. To promote physical distancing on board the ship, you are required to participate in the mandatory emergency drill by using the app to check in as your designated assembly station. Crew member training. Health and safety starts with our crew, so we've adopted a number of additional policies and protocols. The new protocols include training. Crew members are receiving additional training on both new health and safety measures and the continued importance of personal health and hygiene, such as hand washing, refraining from working while feeling ill, and identifying symptoms of COVID-19. This includes training on how to help guests and crew follow new health and safety measures, such as wearing a face covering and maintaining physical distancing. Workplace health and safety. We've enhanced cleaning in work areas, adjusted our work practices to promote physical distancing, and introduced new protocols for COVID-19 testing and face coverings for our crew. Working together, we're giving guests the information they need to navigate our new policies and do their part. We will be sharing information with guests via email and on our website about what to expect ahead of their voyages. On board, we've added additional signage about personal health and hygiene, and new measures are in place for physical distancing, cleaning, and more. Guests will also receive tips on ways to promote health and wellness via their stateroom television, digital signage, and the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. Many of the actions we will take in our daily lives to help reduce the spread of COVID-19 are designed to help not only ourselves, but others as well. As we enforce our guidelines during your cruise, we want to thank our guests and crew members for doing their part. All right, face coverings. All guests ages 2 and up, including those who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19, are required to wear face coverings indoors. Exceptions include when guests are in their staterooms or actively eating, drinking, or taking a photo while stationary and maintaining an appropriate physical distance. Face coverings are not required for guests outdoors while on board the ship and at designated locations. Face coverings may be required in ports of call based on local government requirements. All right, all face coverings should fully cover an individual's nose and mouth and allow the guest to remain hands-free. Fit snugly but comfortably against the side of the face. Be secured with ties or ear loops. Be made of 2 layers of breathable material, either disposable or reusable, that is not elastic in nature, such as spandex and elastane. Guests may bring face coverings that have an integrated transparent plastic panel to aid in viewing the wearer's mouth. These face coverings must fully cover an individual's nose and mouth and allow the guest to remain hands-free. Be a plastic face covering featuring a solid plastic panel containing no openings that is attached to the fabric on all sides using tight knit stitching. Meet all of the face requirements listed above. At this time, based on guidance from health authorities, neck gaiters, open chin triangle bandanas, and face coverings containing valves, mesh material, or holes of any kind are not acceptable for face coverings. Costume masks are not considered appropriate and are prohibited from being worn. The use of face coverings is not a substitute for physical distancing. So a little more specific information about face coverings. Online check-in. Be sure to complete your online check-in at least 1 day prior to the date you set sail. This step-by-step process includes filling out important cruise documents, in addition to selecting a port arrival time, which you'll need to do before you make your way to the terminal. Please note, all guests, including Platinum members, are required to select a port arrival time before making their way to the cruise terminal. Completing online check-in in advance helps the physical distancing efforts and reduces the time at the cruise terminal before you board the ship. Please be aware that guests will not be permitted at the terminal or in the parking area before their scheduled arrival time. Guests who arrive early will be asked to return at their scheduled arrival time. Guests arriving after their scheduled time may be delayed and asked to wait behind those arriving at their scheduled time. Important information. Health and safety measures, ports of call, and offerings may change at any time without notice. Upon reopening, certain onboard venues, experiences, and other offerings will be modified or unavailable, will have limited capacity, and will be subject to limited availability, advance reservations, or even closure. We reserve the right to cancel any reservation or purchase. Please review your rights and our terms and conditions, subject to government approval. All right, so that is Disney Cruise Line's health and safety protocols. Like I say in all of my health and safety protocol videos, definitely go to your cruise line's website. Read the frequently asked questions. Go through and read the health and safety requirements, especially if you have any questions for an upcoming cruise. If you cannot find your answer on the website, give your cruise line a call. Ask them what you need to know. That way you are prepared when you get to the cruise port. You don't get down there, find out you don't meet the requirements to get on the cruise, and you're denied boarding. Nobody wants that to happen. I don't want that to happen to anybody. So definitely make sure you know before you go. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.